Hey everybody, good morning. Cloudy, gray morning. This is Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Today it's about the greenhouse. I got some compost here I'm pulling out. Melanie has been out. She just left. She's got, she's left me. She's in the house. Oh, people are going to twist my words. Melanie went into the house for now. She was out here working with me. So, she's got some potatoes planted here. And potatoes, this is not yet planted. Garlic, potatoes, 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 not yet planted. Potatoes, all potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. And she's got more. So these are potatoes from last fall. Somebody gave us. And they sprouted on their own. And they are going to grow in buckets. So she's put one potato per bucket. And we've got them here. We're going to hill them up. And we got potatoes. Pretty cool. So, I am clipping. I've still got some work to do. I'm cutting off the tall stuff here. And anything that's dead is going to come out. And cleaning this up in here. And getting ready for spring and for planting. And then I'm going to clean off all the boards and stuff. But we're getting it going. There is some life in here still. The sage definitely is alive. Now I don't know about the ones behind it. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm afraid everything in the back strip is dead because no moisture got to it all winter long. And I couldn't even get into the greenhouse, so there was no way. I just watered it all with a can from rainwater collected off the back of the greenhouse. There was no way I could get to it. So, I don't know. I don't know what the status of anything is. And this whole back section here may or may not be alive because it was bone dry. So, we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to keep working at this and start pulling out the dead lemongrass, trimming any excess junk. I've already trimmed that whole section. I've trimmed these sections here. And anything tall. I pulled out the old corn stalks, which by the way did grow. I just had it too late and it wasn't enough sun back here. In this section I wasn't able to water as well, so it didn't work out. But if I was to do it again, I'm sure the corn would grow. That was popcorn back in here, and I'm sure it would succeed if I did it now, for example. So, just finish this up. This was the lemongrass that can come out. I know that's in there though. I don't think there'd be any life in that, but you know what? Let's see what happens. That was under snow. Wouldn't that be amazing if that survived under all that snow? I mean, it feels firmly rooted in there, so it won't hurt to have the roots, I don't think. Now I'm going to clean all the leaves and litter off. I'm going to get a little sweeping brush so I can sweep stuff around and keep the borders clean in the future. Clean and cleared off. There's some grass that grew on its own last fall. So, get all this cleaned up. Actually, I don't think that's alive. That was my rosemary. Boy, I hope that's not dead. It feels dead. I don't know if that's alive. Rosemary, I've never had any success with rosemary on this property in the past. That's all grass. That's all grass. I'm going to have to rip all that out. Look at that. Oh, that's terrible. Boy, that's fertile though. Look at that. That's fertile soil. Oh, it smells good. That's definitely fertile soil. Very, very good. You know what? I'm going to turn that upside down. I don't want to lose any of those nutrients. Pull that out. Very, very, very good stuff. So I have amended the soil with time and it's getting better and better. So that's good. Now I'm probably going to get some more mulch. I'm not sure if I want all the leaves in here or not, unless I run them to the chipper, because they're going to hinder new growth in their full size, you know, not broken down. Now I had tomatoes up in the front, so I'm going to put some cabbage plants up in the front and maybe some root vegetables for now. And that whole front row was all tomatoes. I had 3 3 plots. So I'm probably going to plant some cold weather loving crops in there for now. See if they make it. The sun is up higher, straight up, so it's coming down in here perfectly. So it should be alright. That had died. So that was a lemon verbena. I don't know how to say that. Never could figure that out. Oh, the moss is alive. So this is my hey, I can't think of the word. The flowers that make good sleeping tea. Why can't I think of what that is right now? That's funny. Anyway, that's my sleeping tea flowers. And that should regrow from seed again this year, as well as all the way around here like it did last year. So that'll be good. Well, I've got to get in under where the camera is, so I just wanted to show you what we're up to here in the homestead today. Well guys, I got the electric fence going. I have not recorded what I did for good reason this time. I am running multiple strands of electric fence wire through various areas for protection against four-legged animals and two-legged animals, which have been giving us some trouble here in the homestead. So I went and got some T-posts. Where'd I put them? I got to get them in the ground yet, but I've got some T-posts, and I've been rerunning our stakes. Last year the deer was jumping over it, and I didn't have the funds or the capability of setting it up higher. Right now I'm going through the woods and I'm redoing my fencing and setting it up better and higher than ever before. I'm just not going to show you where everything is for obvious reasons. So I've also got to get some T-posts for the corners and for here, because the wire is not very straight anymore, and I got to get some tension in there. But I've got it up. See, the deer have been all over my garden. Heavy traffic in my garden. And we don't dare plant until we stop the deer from getting in. So I've got these, and I'm going to have to continue putting T-posts up for higher stakes. These are just intermediate ones, but I definitely need to get more T-posts for higher ones. And I've got all that I had before last year, running across every which way through the garden, so if they get around one way, they'll have to jump over the other. Protecting all my fruit trees here. That thing I can show you, because that is definitely important. I protect the fruit trees from the deer. I've got the T-posts right there on the ground. I went and got them just enough to span that back edge over here so the deer can't jump. I'm going to have to go 8 foot high with the electric wire so the deer can't get into my fruit tree area. It's easier and cheaper to get a couple $5 T-posts and span the whole garden than it is to cover around every single individual tree. That was my theory. And last year I even had my compost pile protected because the deer were munching on it, and it's there, so I hooked it up. It's there. I just am reusing it. I went up and redid all of these fences around this little garden because the deer is heavy in this garden. So I've got some T-posts we were using as stakes here. I'll end up using them somewhere. So this garden is completely squared off and protected now. Obviously the deer can jump, but I'm going to go higher. And I need to get pressure on these corner ones. I need T-posts for the corners because they're bending. So the metal ones will be used on the corners once I start getting more out here. And I've been generally cleaning up. We have a lot of logs out here we were using to hold the tarps down to protect the plants. I'm going to till this up when I get a chance and let it rest for a while to kill all those weeds that were taken over, and they're already regrowing. So I'm going to re-till that and then continue re-mulching it. But we're going to plant cabbage plants and cold loving plants because it still could freeze until June. And then the fence continues over and all the way back. So each garden is individually wrapped. The fruit area, the fruit trees are individually wrapped. And then it goes on into the chicken coop. We don't currently have chickens, but we're going to get meat birds again. So I've got to wire up the chicken coop and protect that. And even the compost bin, there's wires that it goes around behind the garden, over through the woods, the same as it was last year, and over to the chicken coop. So that's wired, that's all hot. And that'll protect the chicken pen from getting predators in there, or any critters for now that want to set up residence, that I won't have to evict anything later. Beautiful, beautiful sunny day. The sun did come out. So I'm just running around like mad, using the time and getting as much as I can done here. So it won't be a lot of camera work, just some summaries, but I'm just running around. So we had a nice barbecue this morning, had the grill going. Melanie was cooking some whole chickens. Well, it's beautiful. Well, I got to get back to it. I've got a lot to do before the sun goes down. T-shirt weather, second day ever of t-shirt weather here. So that's good. We did had a brief part of a day, a couple hours one day, but this is the first whole day where we were actually out this morning. 51 degrees this morning. Perfect for gardening. So, yeah, getting it there, getting it done. Pulling up all the fencing, the stakes and the markers that we had. These are all, those were protecting the tomatoes. I'm going to retail all this, and it's better than trying to fight those weeds. They were taking over bad, so I'll have to retail all this, but we'll get it done. Ah, my beautiful greenhouse. Boy, that sun is leaching the moisture off the ground already. It's only been a few hours, but I finished in here trimming, got all the garbage out that I wanted to, trimmed everything down that I wanted to, and I still got to sweep. I'm going to get a little hand brush in here and sweep off my deck, sweep off all the main boards, my walkways, and keep the trim boards in between each divider clean. So, well, it's looking good. Life is coming back. Look at that. That's all plants. So life is coming back to the off-grid homestead. Now, we're still going to have freezing nights, but this is enough shelter, and they're raised, so they'll be fine.